Okay, so, hi. I'm Blade, the guy with the really creative name. I said on Twitter, once I got to 7,500 followers, I would do a Q&A video, because I just have that much of an ego. So, I'm gonna answer questions that I got tweeted, because I like to feel important. So let's begin. I haven't read all of these, I just kind of got a basic idea, so I'm just gonna scroll through and see what there is. That guy Brenton wants to know, what's your favorite apple? I like Granny Smith because they're real tart and crunchy, and you can cook with them real good. BladeOfAE asks, how long does it take for a decent-sized project to be finished? It depends on the kind of project. For weapons, I can get a weapon done in as quick as an hour. For a full armor set with weapon, helmet, cape, everything, or multiple. Anywhere between 3 days and a week, usually. Sometimes more if it's a really detailed set or a really big set. I've done it quicker if it's like really simple, but for the most part about 3 days to a week. If it's for a monster, I did that bunny monster in about, from very beginning to finished product, I want to say 4 days maybe. So it kind of just depends, but usually I get most of my stuff done within a week. Occasionally it's more if it's huge. Like if I was going to do a giant dragon, it'd probably take me longer than that, because I'm slow and I suck. Again, KJT asks, do you wear non-matching socks? If not, would you? No, never. I have one kind of sock and that's it, and nothing else. No, never. Joey Got Bored asks, what would you do if I'd let millions of spiders in your room? Die? Cry? Both. Die. Groose AE, do you ever think that you'll be involved with Dage's birthday? As in my character? Probably not. I don't even have the character in game in any form yet. I haven't done anything like that. If you mean my working on it, probably. I think I'm gonna work on his birthday. Maybe this coming week. I'm not sure. I know it's coming up, and they talked to me about that, so I might work on that. It depends on if I get what I've been working on done, or if they want me to move on from that. Because sometimes I have to start something and then they'll change their mind and want me to work on something else and then come back to it. So maybe? I don't know. Zakaf AE wants to know, what does a towel taste like? Dry and fluffy. Not good. Ricky B20 AE, that's a good rhyming name. What was the first AE game you played, and how did you end up becoming an artist for AQW? I like this question. I started playing the first Adventure Quest when I was 13, I think. I had just moved away from my home. Not my hometown, but just where I moved away from where I'd lived for about 3 years, and I had a friend, my best friend, who lived near me, and I moved away from him about 45 minutes away, which isn't a huge distance, but it was enough that I didn't get to see my friends much. And he told me about AQ, and he said, dude, there's this game, and it's a free one, and it's on the PC, you don't gotta download anything, because my parents wouldn't let me download games to the computer. So I tried it and I loved it. I sucked. I did not do well. I got to like level 20, I think. But I liked it a lot. And then about a month ish later, he told me that there's a multiplayer version, and I freaked out because MMOs was not something that I was able to play much, but I wanted to. So I started playing that, and I got super invested. I also didn't do very well at first. I think I only got to like level 20 in my first kind of binge kind of playing, where I was playing it a lot. Maybe level 30. I didn't get very... I was mostly doing it for social stuff. Like, I wasn't doing as many quests as I was playing with friends and just killing stuff. But I really got into the game, and I wanted to make fan art for it. So I joined their forums, and I started making fan art. And I sucked. I was awful. I'll put up a picture of one of my old fan art from when I was like 14, and it was bad, not good, but I really liked it to make that kind of art. So I don't know, I kept doing it. It really influenced my art style, even in my pencil work. Like I drew hands the way AQW has its hands, which was really lazy when you're drawing like a pencil thing. It makes sense in the game because it's so small, but for me, I was just being lazy, I guess. I became an artist so I want to say sometime in maybe March 2014, something like that. No, before that. Maybe? I don't know. I can't remember exactly the exact date. Ardix messaged me on Twitter, and he said... It was okay. So it was during the first Adventure Quest 3D, AQ 3D, and he messaged me asking me if I wanted to help test the first one, and I said yeah, I do, and I started testing with them, and as I was doing that, I was in contact with Megwin from MechQuest, and ultimately I joined their team. As an artist. And then when AQ 3D testing was wrapped up, I started doing testing with AQW while I was doing art for MechQuest. And then I met Mehmet and the rest of the team, and eventually I kind of did a little bit of art for AQW. I wanted to make art for both games, and that's pretty much it. I was already making art for MechQuest, and I said, hey, I kind of want to make art for AQW. And they're like, okay, you suck, so no. But they did anyway. And eventually I kind of just moved on, focus-wise, to just Adventure Quest Worlds. And now that's mostly what I do. I don't do MechQuest anymore. I have started helping out with AQ Classic, but that was by request of Alina, which I was fine with because I love the art style in that game too. So, boring story, maybe? I don't know. I was a super fan of the games, though. I was, oh my god, the emails I sent to Alina and Ardix and everyone else, just annoying and sad. It was cringy, but I guess they don't hate me, so that works. Thank you for the long question that I get to rant about and pretend I'm important with. Let's see. Why did you play AQW? When did you start? I just answered that, but I guess for more information, I was about 13. Why did I play it? It was the only MMO that didn't require a download, so I got super psyched about it, and then I really liked it, so I kept playing it. And then I stopped playing it when I worked on it because it's hard to work on. It's hard to play games that you make, because after spending hours and hours a day making art for a game, you don't want to play that same game all the time because your eyeballs hurt and you get sad. Out of all of your incredibly horror-filled, cute, or horror-filled, slashed-out, cute, and 100% huggable creatures, which one is your favorite? That bunny I just made, I think, is my best. That little guy, I call him Jacked Rabbit, or was it, whatever. I can't remember the names right now. I'm terrible. That guy. My first boss that I made, Oh, the Parasite boss. I don't even know what his actual name is. But that guy. I didn't... Like, a month after I made it, I hated it because I hated the art. But now I kind of like him because he's shiny and gross. And pulses. And I'm gonna come back to more of your questions, Zekaf, because you have good ones, but I don't want to answer all of them at once. Tanapon CHP asks, suppose you can turn any horrifying monster of AQW into a cute little thing and vice versa, which monster would it be? I want to turn... Okay, horrifying first, I want to turn my Parasite monster into a cute little pet that you get to carry around and kiss. I want to turn... I want to turn... I want to take Nolgath and turn him into, like, an egg that crawls around. Like the egg from Garfield. Yeah, that guy. He's great. He's got little eggs. Oh, Egbert? Was that his name? I don't know. Captain Drew, AQW. What is your brain made of? Various fats and arteries. VF Hone, or VPhone. What about yourself in the mirror realm? What about yourself in the mirror realm? What would you be, axe, lance, or staff? I did draw a really crappy sketch of myself in the mirror realm. I think it was axe, right? I'll post a picture of it. Okay, little secret. He was gonna be in the release, but I didn't know if I was gonna be able to stay with AE for much longer. So I didn't want the character to be introduced, but not the actual character. Plus, I just didn't want the mirror version to come before the actual version. But yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to stay with AE, so I asked them not to include him in the release. So sorry about that, but it happens. I think he was Axe, though. I'll post a picture, right? No, it wasn't Axe, it was the Hammer. Yeah, I think it was Hammer, because he had a hammer. Because I thought hammer was the opposite of a blade, I guess. I'm the Great Hammer! Something like that. Assassin Order. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Nothing. I don't like Klondike bars. They're overrated, they're boring, they don't taste very good. However, what I would do for a Mint Oreo milkshake is punch someone softly with a kiss. No, I would murder for... If it was the last Little Debbie strawberry shortcake roll on Earth, I would murder several people. Those things are the food of the gods. I want one now. Ace Rethel wants to know if I'm actually Blade or just pretending. No, I'm not Blade. I'm his brother, Wade, and I just want to be loved like he is. He's not loved. Come on, let's be honest here. No one cares. The 2 people are gonna watch this video, but that's okay because I'm gonna watch it twice, including my grandma. That Mitsuo. Where do you get your inspiration for what you make? Lots of things. When I was little, I read a lot of comic books, and I watched the Spider-Man animated series, which is the best superhero show ever made. That inspired me a lot when I was younger. Star Wars. When I was about 9, I first watched Star Wars, and it blew my mind, and all I wanted to do was Star Wars stuff, and I still have all my old toys. I have, like, literally 30-40 pounds of Star Wars toys in my closet right now. Probably more than that. Dark Souls inspires me a lot. I'm actually working on something right now that's very inspired by Dark Souls. Knight designs and stuff. Just everything. You need to take inspiration from everything you see. Like my microphone right now, it's the blue snowball, and it's very round and white and metallic, and I can see it as a spaceship, and I could just It's a really boring experience. It looks more like the little training droid from Star Wars, which, once again, Star Wars. Everything just Star Wars. Gajappy, I think that's how you pronounce your name. When will you ever have your own Brawl released? I don't know. I started to write a quest with Blade in it, and then I didn't finish because I suck. I only wrote the beginning, which I was pretty happy with, but I didn't want to take the time to develop a story if it wasn't going to get released. And so with AE right now, the way we do things, we basically plan. I don't know if this is a secret or not. I don't think it is. We pretty much plan most things a year for the whole year, more or less. It's not everything. It's not set in stone, but it makes, when you release something every week, you have to plan ahead. At the minimum, we tend to work on things 3 weeks ahead of time, and we already have most of the stuff planned. Mostly. This chicken release that we just did was not planned recently. That was just like a, hey guys, I want to do a chicken release, and then we all did a chicken release. But there's a pretty rough idea of what's going to happen in the year. Basically, it changes a lot. We just changed some things. I don't know everything, so don't ask me because I don't pay attention. But so I didn't want to write a release and then not use it, you know. I wanted to, if there was an opening, or maybe if I showed someone and they liked it a lot, and they wanted me to finish it, I would. But I didn't want to spend all that time when I'm already working all day to write something and then have it kind of just sit around for a while. So I'll have to see. I might write a little bit. I actually did a little bit of concept art for a possible release. This isn't a Brawler release, this is just a release that involves me, kind of to introduce the character, because Blade has not been in anything, and you don't know anything about him other than what I tweet, which is not canon technically until it's in the game, so no one cares, and no one knows who I am, because I'd be hipster. Yo, I was cool before I was ever cool, to me. So maybe one day, we'll have to see. I want to get some feedback, maybe from Alina or someone, and get an idea about what they like of what I've written so far, and we'll see where that goes. Maybe people like the character. We'll see. I'm sorry, that was too long for that question. Sane A asks, do you hear how when I say S's is because I suck? Where did you learn your shading style, mate? Including cloth shading, by not having any idea how to make art. I hate my shading. Mostly, at least I have. I've gotten better. Cloth, though, I think when I finally started to understand cloth shading was with my Banished Brawler armor. I finally did something that I liked, and then I tried it again, and I hated it. I tended to make things too shiny. I think there's a fine line between making something too much contrast and too little, so something can either look muddy or it can look really, really shiny, and neither are good for cloth or just basic metal unless you're making gold. So I didn't learn from anything other than just practicing and praying to some kind of shading god that I could stop being awful. I'm getting better. I think I'm doing okay. Just study. Blixa Streams says, where is Nestle? You promised me Nestle. So I made a rock monster like a year ago, and I called him Nestle, and he was my chocolate flavored rock monster that could kill everyone, and I wanted him to be a pet, and I guess he didn't get released ever. So at least it's not as a... Did he get released in the game? I don't know. See, here's the thing. I'm not in the loop. I make art, and I assume it gets put in the game. I assume it does, but it doesn't always. I have an armor that I made that I like a lot. That a recolor got released, but not the actual armor. And I did not do the recolor. So my armor, which is one of my favorites, is not in the game, and I made it over a year ago. Sometimes it just happens. and it kind of just does that. It's not in my control. I cannot guarantee anything will ever be made into the game once I've made it. I could make the most amazing dragon, demon, monster, armor, boss fight, continent ever in the game, and it might not go in the game. It just might not. It's not up to me. So ask Alina, because she's the one who deals. She's not the only one. Don't spam Alina. Don't do that. I don't know. Sorry. I'm sorry. Ask. You should find out though, because I want Nestle too. He misses me. Hated AE. Have you ever tasted KFC? The chicken? Yeah, man. KFC's cool. Not as good as Popeyes, but I don't have a Popeyes around where I live anymore. So KFC is okay, I guess. They have. You know what I used to eat was the barbecue snackers, and that was great. And then they got rid of them, and then they got rid of normal snackers too, and replaced it with little chicken tenders on a tiny bun and a pickle. Like they hate specifically me. Yes, I've had KFC. Zavico, AQW. Who is your favorite artist from AE? My favorite, other than me? Because I'm pretty great. J6. Because he is so versatile and so good at anything he does. He can make anything out of anything in any style. He can do backgrounds amazingly. He can do armors and monsters, and he shades in a way that it's not overly detailed, but it also has a nice detail. It has a nice little hint of detail that the old school shading style didn't have, and he just nails that kind of thing. He also doesn't follow me, and he doesn't return my love or my phone calls or my emails. So J6, how about you get on that, man? Because I'm just trying to be your friend, man. I'm just trying. The flowers was a little too much. Okay, I'm sorry. I included the heart-shaped chocolates too. Okay, but come on, man. Just let me know what kind of perfume, cologne, hair gel you wear. That's it. That's all I want to know. I love all the artists from AE for the most part. Like, for the most part, that sounds concerning. No, just everyone brings something new to the table. You know, Dage has his own thing, and his art has changed hugely since he started. I mean, his first art for AQW was like closer to the classic style, and then it branched off into his own thing like 4 different times. And now he's doing 3D texturing. He just does everything, man. And he's huge. He's so tall. And the first thing I ever said to him when I met him, ever, in person, was, "Whoa, you're tall." That's not a normal thing to say to someone. It's not something you say to someone when you first meet them. It's weird. Zavico also asks, do you like Wolverine? Have you ever cosplayed as Wolverine? Yeah, I like Wolverine. And yes, surprisingly, not cosplay, but a costume. When I was like 8 or 9, I dressed up as Wolverine. Maybe even younger than that. The Wolverine from the movies. In his weird black and orangey leather suit. That was me. And my mom, she used a makeup pencil to draw sideburns on my face, so I'd have little Wolverine sideburns. I'll see if I can find a picture of that, because I was a tiny little weird Wolverine. So yes, surprisingly yes, but maybe not all that surprising. How long have this been going on? 24 minutes. Oh my god. Okay, how many more questions do I have? Okay, I'm almost done. Yay! Alright. Hunter W Green 5 Green? How do you make your art? And I want to know how you make it. And my sister-in-law is a artist and wants to make a painting of it. Okay. How do I make my art? Is in, what do I use? I use Flash Professional CS6 for my AQW art. And then when I sketch or do concept art or whatever, I'm using either Manga Studio or Photoshop CS6. And how do you make it? How do you make your art? And I want to know how you make it. With a tablet. I have a Yenova MSP 9U. It's something like that. 19U. It's the 19-inch Yenova tablet. It's kind of like a Cintiq, a lot cheaper and smoother. No textured surface, which is kind of a bummer, but I've gotten used to it. I use that thing. It's big. I like it. It's not mobile at all. I learned taking it to the lab my last trip. What does your sister-in-law want to make a painting of? My art? Or art in general? Or how I make it? Dude, if she makes a painting of me making art, that'd be cool. Keep me updated. Darkorius AE. Why choose Blade as a name? Well, it's because I am by far the most creative person I've ever met in my entire life. I outshine anyone on the team, anyone on this green earth, in the universe, ever. I spent weeks and weeks coming up with the perfect name, and then it hit me. One that had never been used by anyone ever. Blade. I mean, come on. Blade. Do you want a spoiler? Okay, it's not that much. If it even, Blade is not Blade's actual name. Blade is a nickname, and that's all I'm gonna say. Zerciel AE. What's your favorite and why? Pancakes, French toast, or waffles? French toast. Yeah, waffles. No, anyway, I don't know. I don't have an answer. They're all of them are absolutely crucial to life on this earth. I star 0. What do you have against mustard, you heathen? What do you have against mustard, you heathen? Do you have a list of everything you've made in AE games, and what is your ideal pet? What do I have against mustard? It's too strong, okay? Mustard on most things is too strong. Not everything. I like mustard on a cold sausage sandwich and a pork chop sandwich. I don't like it on hot dogs. It's too strong. Honey mustard is great. A list of everything that I've made in AE games? No, I do not. You can check my TwitPic, which has most of my art to an extent up to like maybe a year or two ago, because they told me TwitPic was closing down, and then it never did, I guess. And then my Twitter images, which goes back I don't know how far. I don't have a list. I have all my files, and it's huge. It's a huge file list. Maybe I'll make a list one day, I guess. My ideal pet? I like pit bulls. They got big heads and waggy tails. That's about it, really. Okay, I think that's all of the new questions. I wanted to go back to a couple questions from where is he? Where's my special friend? Zakaf. Okay, more questions because these are good questions. I like them a lot. On a scale of 1 to swords, how much do you love yourself? Okay, this one's well, I'm the greatest person to ever live. I don't care what Kanye West says. I outrank him. I'm okay. How'd you come up with the name Blade? Through weeks of intense research. Favorite shade of blue? Gray blue. I like blues that aren't too intense, but are not too gray. Just the right colored blue. I like the color blue that's in my shirt on my armor. What is the meaning of life? Okay, real talk. In my opinion, finding a way to not just be alive, but to live So I mean, that's a cliche. Okay, in my case, I want to create, I want to entertain people, and I want to do more than just work, eat, sleep, repeat. I don't want to just do that. I want to do more. I want to incorporate creating and entertaining people and making something in my everyday life, and that is my means of living. That's what I think. You need to find what makes your life worth living and then make that your life. If you want to act, you need to find a way to make that happen. If you want to paint, if you want to eat food, well, just be a food critic, man. Do what you want. Do what you gotta do. But you gotta find what makes that worth it. This is coming from a very young person. I'm teeny tiny. I'm a teeny tiny baby boy. Okay? All of my friends are older than me for the most part. By at least 5 years. And some of them, they're like twice my age. But that's okay because I'm super smart. And I know everything about everything. Ever. Don't ask me about everything, because some of those questions are not safe to answer on my Twitter. I will get fired. Okay. That's everything, I think. That was a lot. How long did that go on for? 31 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I might have to split this into 2 videos so people don't have to sit through 31 minutes of me talking like an idiot, like I'm important. So, okay. Thank you for listening to me talk. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. I hope it was fun. Thank you for the followers. 7,500, that's a lot of people. Even if it was just even if half of those are bots, that's still a lot of people. And yeah, what's going on with you? How you doing? That's good to hear. I hope you didn't say something sad. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's almost 5 a.m. I have to go sleep so I can not die. You know how it is. So, okay. Love you. Kiss, kiss. And, thanks for being you. You're pretty cool. Except you were mean to me. You know who you are. Stop tweeting me that picture of your dog. I'm gonna cut that out of the video. Okay, bye. Bye.